give everyone a few minutes to come back on. We had a fluttering of the microphone. Hopefully it's gone. I guess we'll give it a minute to see. I don't know if this is the right one. Maybe my other producer, Noemi, can come back in here, get us back up on screen. How's that? No one's here yet. We are live. I cut everybody out, so it's going to be a few minutes before they get back on. And is this the right one? 1, 2. Check 1, 2. I don't know if this is the right one now. How can I tell? I look exactly the same. Are we back on? Let me do this. No, can you come check? Make sure this is the right one. Is that the right one? Or is that the fluttering one? Because I see no comments. That must be the old one. All right, and I do see some comments on here. So we did. We restarted everyone. We restarted. That must be, no? Oh, is that live? All right. We're waiting for it to come up. Welcome back. I see. Lima Charlie says, Carl, loud and clear, loud and clear. You're back. I get another stripe for my exemplary behavior tonight. Yes, Jared, be on your best behavior. Let's hope it's resolved. You're back coming in 4.0, Sergeant Major. All right. Is it fluttering gone? Was it a bot? Did I do something wrong? All right, Stockton came back. I want to commission in the Marines with the BS in computer networking, hoping I can be a career Marine. Both my parents did 20 in the chair force. Show them what's up, Stockton. There you go. That's a great goal right there. Doc Holiday said, can you explain the do's and don'ts for new attendees at the military ball? Awesome, Doc. Yes. Here's the Marine Corps ball. Here's what can ruin a ball for a lot of people. Pre-flighting. Pre-flight, everyone knows what pre-flight is. You have a couple of drinks before you go to the ball as you're getting dressed with all your buddies. The ladies are all getting dressed, and you pre-flight, but you pre-flight too much. You get drunk before you get there. Spoil the ball for everyone. You're going to end up being kicked out. You don't want that. You don't want to ruin the ceremony. That happens quite a bit because you drink at the ball. So be smart about that, the pre-flight. Another don't, and this is for the ladies. It is a formal evening gown event. Black tie for the men, they're all in uniform. If you're a guest, it is a black tie event, or a tuxedo is appropriate. That's how formal it is. So ladies, your dresses should be formal attire that you would wear at a formal classic evening out in a dress. So to your feet, we're talking about a very classy, I don't want it conservative. Is that am I sounding old if I say that? But it just should be a beautiful gown. Your husband or your Marine is in his or her very best, the service alphas or evening dress, the highest, classiest uniform that we have. So your date should also be in the highest, classiest uniform. And men, civilians that are going in civilian attire, suit and tie or a tuxedo. Again, the highest, most classiest attire for the non-military. You see all kinds of different, again, because of, I don't want to say lack of knowledge, because it's passed to you and your Marine knows that he's wearing his highest uniform, so your date should too. Men, suit and tie. And obviously over the many Marine Corps balls my wife and I have been to, we've seen some pretty crazy stuff. So I want to say it's common sense, but a lot of times it's not. So I think those are the two big don'ts. Doc, again, thanks for asking. Don't get drunk, don't get too drunk, and don't wear inappropriate attire, right? Those I think are the two biggest don'ts. Another one, third one, don't be late. most Marine Corps balls, if you're late before the ceremony starts, they close the doors and lock them. You do not come in during the official ceremony. That's interrupting. It's rude and it's unacceptable. So do not be late. Get there early enough, find your seat, mingle, meet the guest of honor, meet the staff, meet some of the crew, and then take your seat when they dim the lights and say, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Because once the ceremony starts, they close and lock the doors. You will not come in late. So if you're traditionally late, go early. Don't be late. Those are probably the three biggest don'ts that I can think of. The do's are, yes, right there, Carl. Don't act foolish. All right. And alcohol has a lot to do with that. So as long as you maintain, you have a couple drinks before, you will maintain, you won't be foolish. There's time for that later, right? After the official ceremony. Enjoy the ceremony, watch and observe, and after you've been to a couple, you know there's the ceremony is in the Marine Corps Drill and Ceremonies Manual. It should be done one way. There are sergeants major who like to add something to it. You can add to it, you just can't take away. So the ceremony should be identical in every single Marine Corps birthday ball that you go to. Again, some will add some things to it, kind of spice it up a little bit, but the official ceremony is one ceremony. The Marine Corps band, right? If you're a unit that has a band that can participate, even better, but you can't play music. The reading of the birthday message can be read, or you can show it on screen. So there's a lot of variables that you can do, but you cannot miss any of the official ceremony portion of it. And enjoy it. Guests of honor. Again, I've seen all kinds. I've seen some really good ones, and I've seen some not so good ones. It depends on, are they vetted? I invited a Marine one time who I just assumed that he would be great, and he wasn't, right? So as the coordinator of the ball, you got to be on top of that and know if you got to give him the hook or not, or maybe the time, the little watch tap, like, hey, it's time to wrap it up, buddy. And you want your guest of honor, you have to tell him, sir, ma'am, I would like you to speak for 15 minutes, give or take a minute. You don't want them up there much more than that. Although the guest of honor is the guest of honor, the Marine Corps birthday ball is about Marines celebrating the birthday, right? We're not celebrating the guest of honor. We're honoring that guest, but it's about the Marines celebrating our birthday. Right there, Jared says, oh, and don't try to pick up your CO's wife. Very good tip. Only saw that once, and a fist fight ensued. St. Louis, 1996, not good. Don't try to pick up your CO's wife. Great tip, Jared. It wasn't you, was it? Don't do it. And enjoy the birthday ball. Young Marines, go to every single one that you have an opportunity to go to. If you get invited to someone else's ball, by all means, go to as many as you can every Marine Corps ball season. Our very first Marine Corps ball, my wife and I, was a young Lance Corporal. It was our first ball. We hadn't been married that long. Politely correct me, producer, we weren't married yet. We were dating a few weeks. See, I'm already messing the story up. So my wife's birthday, I won't tell you when it is because she'll chastise me for that, but it's very close to the Marine Corps birthday. Hurrah. So this time, the Marine Corps ball celebration doesn't always happen on the 10th because of availability. That's all. We celebrate on the 10th, but you may have your birthday ball on or around the 10th. I've even been to one in October. That's how full Camp Pendleton gets because everyone's using the venues that you want to use, and you got to make sure you get the band. And there's certain things that you may not always be able to do it on the actual 10th. So this one happened to be on my wife's birthday, my soon-to-be wife. How great is that? How lucky is she to get to go to a ball with thousands of my friends on her birthday, right? It sounded like a great idea to me. So as we get there, against my first ball, so I don't really know everything about it, the protocol and all that. I think I'm doing the right thing. I'm a young Lance Corporal. And as we're coming up to the is that one at the Staff NCO Club or something? As we're going to the venue, we start seeing everybody and everyone's shaking hands and everyone kept saying happy birthday. Kept saying happy birthday to me and my date at the time. Happy birthday, shaking hands, happy birthday. A couple high fives, fist bumps, happy birthday, happy birthday. And we meet like the staff, the CO, the sergeant major, I don't even remember, but they say happy birthday, and when they say happy birthday to my wife, my girlfriend. And a few minutes into it, she's like, Jesus, how many people did you tell? And all my friends too, happy birthday, happy birthday. Like, how many people did you tell it's my birthday? I was like, well, of course, all of them. I want them all to know that it's your birthday and you have the best birthday ever. I didn't know that that's what you do at the Marine Corps birthday is say happy birthday. That's what you're doing. You're at a birthday party. So as much as I wanted to take all the credit for letting everybody know it's her birthday, that wasn't it. That is a tradition that you do, no matter what day it is, when you're celebrating the birthday ball, you say happy birthday to the Marines. All right. It was the general's daughter that you try to pick up, Jared? Chef Bob has arrived. Good to see you at 420 Network. Met a body bearer for Chesty Puller. I met one as well. I didn't see the rest of that. Lance Corporals Unite. Andy Benin says, Sergeant Major, is it appropriate to wear an Army Cadet service uniform to the Marine Corps birthday ball? No Army uniforms whatsoever. Just kidding. Someone else even asked me that recently as well. If you're invited, if you're a sailor, or if you're a soldier and you're invited to a Marine Corps ball, is it appropriate for you to wear your dress uniform of your service and go to a Marine Corps ball? 100%. And I highly recommend it. Represent your branch of service. 100%. If you're a cadet in a JROTC unit or even college ROTC unit, wear your ROTC uniform, wear your branch of service uniform. I've been to a Navy ball before. Yes, Navy has balls. I went to a Navy ball, and of course I wore my blue dress uniform. So yes, it's 100% appropriate. And represent your service. Carl Green says, I have 2 birthdays in November, 10th and the 16th. Mine aren't both in November, but yes, I'm with you. That's my birthday as well. So I'm with you. Have you seen a Marine male bring his boyfriend or partner to the ball? What's the policy on that? I have not yet, Stockton. I'm sure it has happened. There are same-sex relationships now. I haven't seen it. I got to believe, I want to say, have we seen females? Don't know. We have. I'm pretty sure we've seen, yes, females with females. I haven't seen a male with a male. Yes. Producers tell me, yes, the Navy does have balls. I didn't know. Just kidding. I'm on the 18th of November. Doc, man, love the November birthdays. If I saw it, I would leave Stockton. Jerry, let them do their thing. You enjoy your birthday. That birthday ball is for you. Louis says, can you explain the Marine mess dress, vest, and cummerbund? Yes, I would love to. And Louis, I'm that guy. It's called evening dress. It has, I don't know where it got the nickname mess dress, but that is what everyone calls it. But it's the evening dress. And it looks like a tuxedo. It is 1,000% more comfortable than the blue dress uniform. It is so comfortable. There's no belt for the trousers, no belt loops. You wear suspenders. Comfortable right off the bat. The cummerbund, here's a tip on the cummerbund. You wear it with the pleats up. And here's how somebody taught me to remember, do the pleats go up or down? The pleats go up so it can catch the food that you drop out of your mouth. That's how I know which way they go, because it can be upside down. So pleats go up. And a bow tie. It's just you don't have the collar, the blue dress uniform, so it is much more comfortable. The jacket's small and light. It's a lot cooler. Not just cool, but it's temperature-wise, it's a lot cooler to wear as well. That is the evening dress, and it's authorized for formal functions like that. If you're going to a mess night or a dining in or dining out and the uniform prescribed is blue dress, then the evening dress is not authorized. But you can wear that evening dress to any formal function. It's authorized for wear. All right. Can I wear mop level 4 to the ball? I think there might be a dress code, but I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be good for a mess night in mop level 4. Man, great idea. I wish I would have thought of that while I was still active duty. I would have had a mess night, a field mess night in mop 4. Very good idea. I would have to request permission from my CO, company officer. I'm pretty sure they'd say, sit. All right. OG, good to see you, brother. Are citizens invited? You mean civilians, Joe? Yes, absolutely, 100%. I think that's a great way to, as a sergeant major, I would invite the local community, right? Community leaders, definitely. They are 100% invited to a birthday ball. And it's great seeing civilians there, give them a taste of it. One of my old jobs, I invited a couple of the employees just so they can not witness, but experience the level of camaraderie at a Marine Corps ball. Just the love of the Corps comes out, especially if you have a good guest speaker who knows that this celebration is not about the guest speaker, it's about the Marines celebrating the birth of our Corps. Awesome. When the guest speaker realizes that and knows and directs his speech towards that, 100% awesome. Ceremony, guest speaker, the cake cutting portion is one of my favorite parts of it. The cake cutting portion of the birthday ball. And I'll explain it a little bit because it has such huge meaning to it. They march out the birthday cake, the slow Marines hymn, that's always cool. The band and you usually have one of each rank of PFC, Lance Corporal, Corporal Sergeant, whatever the mix is, they slow march the birthday cake. And the cake is always huge, and wherever you get it from, it's beautifully decorated, motivating, Iwo Jima, something on top, big Marine Corps, whatever. A little tip, a little known fact, a little spoiler alert, sometimes that whole cake is not real, right? Just a portion that they cut. And there's obviously reasons behind that so they can reuse it. You got to imagine how many birthday balls happen in the month of November. So you might have to reuse that cake. So just a portion of it, right, that you cut and pass on is real. The rest is decoration. Don't be poking at cakes next birthday ball you go to see if it's real or not. But the cake cutting portion of it is great. They recognize the youngest Marine present and the oldest Marine present and the guest of honor. 3 Marines there get a piece of that big birthday cake. First one is a guest of honor, right, to honor him or her as the guest, and he takes the first bite and he gives it back and puts it back on the plate, on the tray. The second piece, just one piece, is given to the oldest Marine present. And it's always fun to hear the date of the oldest Marine, because it doesn't have to be a Marine from that unit. He normally is, but the oldest Marine present. Excuse me. And they're usually, typically it's a retiree, or even the most senior enlisted from that unit is usually the oldest guy. It's Master Gunnery Sergeant or Sergeant Major. But it could be a guest. Depends on who's putting on the ball. And then the youngest Marine present. They're up there together. The oldest Marine receives a piece of cake, takes a bite, puts his fork back on the plate, and hands that piece of cake to the youngest Marine present, signifying, and then when they say that kid's birthday, The whole crowd, 100% of the time. Oh, everyone freaks out because he's probably 19 or 20 years old, right? We hear he's born 2000 and whatever. Everyone always freaks out because he's so young. It's the youngest Marine president. Of course he's going to be young, 18, 19, or 20, right? Something like that. But it's always funny when they say his birthday. No way, did you hear how young he is? Again, that's why he's there. But the significance of passing down the traditions from the oldest Marine president to the youngest Marine president really has a lot of meaning to it. And it's a significant part. It's kind of slow and it takes a little bit. But if you stop and think about it, and they narrate while that's going on and why they do that, and that's it. Old Marines passing down, handing over the torch, right, to the newest Marines, the youngest Marines. So that's a very cool part of the birthday ball celebration. Yes, I had the opportunity one time to be the oldest Marine president. I wasn't even that old. Doc says, if you don't mind sharing what has been the most memorable moment at a military ball. Most memorable, and I've had a few, and I'll think of them as I'm talking about it, but one I was putting on as a sergeant major. It was my unit, and it's going to be weird. It's not a moment, but it kind of was. So our guest speaker was getting a little long-winded, and I looked over at the color guard, and they're out on the floor, and I see the American flag color bearer, the color sergeant, start to do the weave. You know the weave I'm talking about, right? When he locked his legs out and the blood stops rushing to his head, he got lightheaded. And I was like, crap. And I was up at the head table. What can I do? I was looking around. Anybody else notice it? And as he started to fall backwards, I saw him upright out of nowhere. I was like, oh, he's got it. And then they made a switch. A Marine switched with him. Our cameraman woman that we hired to photograph the whole ball, she noticed it. She went up and held him up from behind. You didn't even see it. And then another Marine obviously saw it, and they did a quick changeover. They pulled him back, and he stood in there and didn't even notice it. I don't know who else. In fact, I can't even remember to this day. We didn't even talk about it after. That's how slick it was. And everybody was watching the guest of honor and listening to him, so that's how cool that was. That one, I'll never forget that, because that camera woman, she was on it. We used her a couple times. That was pretty crazy. Yes, Doug Barney Productions or something. Older woman. Yeah, and she was awesome. She was awesome. Anderson Ho says, most memorable when PA system went out and the whole ceremony was done in silence. So awkward. Funny, that happened to me. As a guest speaker, as soon as they introduced me, they read your bio, and they handed me the mic. This was in Vegas, pretty big ball. We're having a good time already. As soon as they handed me the mic, I said, good evening. I don't even remember what the first thing I said. Click, the mic went out. And a buddy invited me, a real good friend. We served together. I looked right at him like, really? Like he pulled the plug. So it was a prank. Like, what are you going to do now? No sound. Check mic, check 1, 2, click the thing. Saw couple of Marines were running around trying some stuff. Just handed the mic off, and again, looked like I have a loud mouth, and did the whole thing without the mic. So it worked out. I hope everybody heard. And I was walking, and it also gave me an opportunity to be able to walk around, which I like to do anyway. So I was up and down, in and out, and I don't know if everybody heard me or not, but I adapt, overcome. I think the rest, and after that, did it sound come back? I don't think they had a problem after that. Maybe it was just me. Maybe they didn't want to hear me. Maybe they heard about me. Like, we got to cut this guy off. But I did keep it short and sweet because of that. Again, maybe that's what they wanted. There you go. Adapt and overcome. Thomas Young fought for the Army in Iraq, got injured. He got almost zero support. Released, he was fighting for profit, for elites, not national security. Needs to get a better support group. Right here. There are thousands of people that want to support and can and do. So hook them up with us, the channel we can support. So, speaking of the birthday ball and how motivating it is, anything wrong with the Marine Corps? Here's what we're doing right amongst many, many other things. We hit our recruiting goal again. Last year we were the only branch. This year we're one of 2 branches that met our recruiting goal again. 1 over the enlisted numbers and 28 over the officer numbers that are not projected, our goal numbers. Hit it again. So you got to think, man, what are we doing right? Is the Marine Corps doing everything right? Hard times right now in America, tough times. Do people want to support? Do they want to join the services? Well, they want to be Marines because we're hitting our recruiting goals once again. Next year they're talking about, how long are we able to maintain it? And I think as long as we keep doing stuff like we do, we're going to continue to make our recruiting goals. Pretty motivating. The other one was the Space Force. Was the other one that met their recruiting goals, and I don't know how high their numbers. I don't know enough about them, but they met their recruiting goals as well. So what are the other services? What are they not doing? Right? Remember, and I did a short on this last year, the Assistant Commandant of the Marine Corps, Assistant Commandant of the Marine Corps, ACMAC, was saying, you want a recruiting bonus, your bonus is being able to be called Marine. That's your bonus. Get after it. McJunkin. Oh, Carl, you got to run. If you don't get back before your time, I'll see you next time. Take care, Carl. Thanks for being here, brother. Good evening to you. Cadet Rossi asks, Sir, is the Marine Corps birthday ball open to a newly graduated E1 Marine? Congratulations, Marine. Semper Fi, my friend. Welcome to the club. And 100% private, you better go. Find out if you're in school. Maybe schools don't do them. I don't know. Does anybody know SOI? Do the schools host a ball? If not, try to find one and go to a ball. Yes, absolutely. Space Force recruiting goal was 7. Is that true, Jared? It was. They made their goal. It's pretty tough. Anderson, no, the quota for prior service recruiters will still be tough. I know the National Guard recruiter would be at TRS and try to get 03s and 08s right away. Hurrah! Like Sharon Cece's here. What does that big UM stand for? Did we talk about that last time?
It's an American flag.
If I were smart, I would join the Space Force. You better watch your mouth, Annie Benani. Yes, Tiny Bubbles, there are boots in the chat. Hurrah. We love them boots. Somebody's got to replace us. Handing down that cake from the oldest to the youngest. Young Marine will most likely be volunteered for a working party. I think you're right, Anderson, yes. But they can still experience the ceremony of the ball because there's Marines that have to set up and tear down, right? So volunteer for that. That way you get to see what a Marine Corps birthday ball celebration is all about. And you'll never miss one after that. Unless you're in combat. Do we celebrate the birthday ball in combat or the birthday in combat? I got a great story about one of the birthday celebrations that we had in combat. Somebody remind me of that later. And yet the Space Force missed the recruitment goal still. Come on, they had to get 7. They made it. McNutty, Air Force, and the Marine Corps are the only 2 that made the recruiting goals. Space Force. Space Force is still pretty unheard of among civilians. I think so too. I think it was a big deal right when it came out. It's been 2 years now, right? It's a big deal when it first came out, but it seems to have not died out. Yep, it happened during President Trump. So wow, it's been 4 years. Dang, 2 years. Yeah, it's been 4 years. Maybe when he gets back in office, he'll bring him back up to speed. All right. A birthday ball celebration I had in Afghanistan, nearing the 10th. And again, there's no birthday balls to go to over there. There's no venue for that. But is that a reason not to celebrate the birthday? I'm telling you, at one point on November 10th, wherever you are, you're going to stop and acknowledge the Marine Corps birthday, the birth of our Corps. So this one was, we're in a very wide, our area of operation, our AO was gigantic. It took the CO and I a couple weeks to visit every single position. I'm telling you, our battalion was spread out. One particular one was on the top of a hilltop. You couldn't even, vehicles couldn't even get up there, so you had to park at the bottom. You had to walk kind of all the way around. It was tough getting to the top. It was tough getting all the stuff up, all the gear, supplies, weapons, ammo, food, everything that needed up there. It was a challenge just to get up there. So near the 10th, we started our November 1st, we started our battlefield visit. Started visiting all our patrol bases. We tried to make it to that particular patrol base. It was the most desolate one. There was only 6 Marines on there, 5 Marines and a corpsman, top of this hilltop, and nothing but wide open desert. They were observation. I don't think anyone would have, and no one ever did try to attack it because of its vantage point. But it was a good observation for us. It was a great post. Just, again, desolate to be way out there. Felt bad for those guys. We'd always bring them supplies. You know, Marines on a post like that, they want any kind of civilian food, something other than MREs, and any kind of tobacco. So we'd always try and bring them that when we go. So we did make it on the 10th, but it was like midnight, like barely made it. By the time we got to the bottom, we started hiking up, communication. They got us all up there, middle of the night, freezing. As soon as we get up there, the Marines are like in a school circle. They had a little dining table set up. I'm talking sandbags, maybe a piece of plywood. They had a poncho liner for the tablecloth, and had some MRE silverware, plasticware set up. We had a formal dinner. They had been saving MRE cakes for about a month, and just would find that day they opened them all up, kind of mashed them together with their dirty hands, and made a huge cake. And they wrote "Happy Birthday, Marines" and peanut butter and jelly and just whatever they had. And we celebrated the Marine Corps birthday on top of this hilltop. Was absolutely amazing. We recognized the youngest Marine there, the oldest Marine there. We sang the Marines hymn, everything that we could do with celebrating the Marine Corps birthday as much as we could. They had a flag, they had a Marine Corps flag, an American flag set up, stage behind it. I'm telling you, it was the best Marine Corps birthday ball celebration ever. So yes, we celebrate it no matter where we are. Ever. All right. John Junkin, NCO wife. How can I get my husband to take me to one of these Marine Corps birthday balls? He's a former staff sergeant in the Marines from 51 to 66. He hates dancing. I don't dance at the Marine Corps balls. You don't have to dance. Tell your husband, you don't have to dance. Watch other people dance. That's entertaining enough. We don't. We may have slow dance or faked it a little bit. You go on the dance floor, you pretend like you got a itch or you pulled a hamstring or something, then you just work your way off the dance floor. You don't have to dance. Go to the ball though. Tell him. You promise you won't ask him to dance. Go. Watch other people dance. It's awesome. Jump Junkin, find a local reserve unit ball date and get 2 tickets. There you go. I'm telling you, unless there's a cutoff of number of people that can fit in that venue, no one's going to turn you down. Find a local reserve unit. Ask them where's the nearest Marine Corps birthday ball celebration that you can go to. 100%. I highly recommend it. Excuse me. Marines don't dance, they boogie. All right. Drunk Marines dancing looks like palsy convention. And here's the best thing about it. Even if there's the single Marines with no dates, they dance together. And it's not the dance you're thinking of. They get crazy and awesome, and it's fun to watch them just letting it go, celebrating their birthday. It's an awesome, awesome time. Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. And he died honorably, serving this country. If you or anyone else needs help, text 988 for Lifeline chat 24/7. Thanks. Sorry, KM. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, and then right there, Healing the Hero and 988. All right, another birthday ball celebration story, a memorable one. There's a sword detail that lines the dance floor. That's where they march the cake out. The guest of honor marches with the commanding officer, the senior man or woman at that particular ball. They march out there. There's swordsmen or women that stand there. And I remember a particular ball I was a guest at, sitting in the crowd, and the swordsman was doing that sway. Again, when that happens, it's your guest of honor. He's talking too long. The swords were out there, and she must have locked her knees. She was at parade rest with her sword. Did the sway, blacked out, and fell forward. Bam! Right on the dance floor. Boom! Little pool of blood came where she was at the position of attention the whole way down. So we kind of reached down and slid her out of the way while they tended to her, right? Make sure she's okay. Picked her teeth up, and then another Marine just stood right in there, grabbed the sword, boom, parade rest, and filled in. That's what Marines do, right? You don't want to disrupt the ceremony. And she was okay. Everything was fine. That's how it happens. The ceremony is a ceremonial part of the celebration that will take place. In New Orleans, there was a shuttle that went to and from the barracks and base parking garage. Probably one of the best overlooked logistics detail. Amen to that, Anderson Ho. I'm telling you, the logistics behind. Here's how ball gets set up. A couple months out, depending on who you are and how well prepared you are, you start 4, 5, 6 months out. Start preparing. You got to look for your guest of honor, right? Make sure he or she can make it, is available for that date. Do they need transportation? Do they need a hotel? All those logistics happen first and foremost. Actually, the venue. You got to find your venue first. You find the venue, where you're going to do it, how much tickets are going to be, how much the meal is, how much the dance floor costs. I'm telling you, everything starts adding up. Do you want a screen? A screen costs money. If you want 2 screens, depending on how many tables. Do you want round tables? Do you want square tables? Do you want 8-person tables, 10-person tables? All kinds of logistics go into it. And then gifts for each guest. Does everyone get one? Is there going to be centerpieces? The centerpieces, the decorations, that all adds up money. So as soon as last year's ball is over, you start fundraising for the next coming ball. You have to. It costs a lot of money, and you want to. My goal was always to make it free for sergeant and below. And I was able to do it once or twice, right, because we raised enough money, and you charge the staff and SEALs and officers a little more so they can help offset the cost for the Marines, because it costs a lot, right? The ticket, and then your dates, dress, flowers if you're getting flowers, transportation if you want to rent a limousine or something. So all that stuff has to be taken into consideration when you're figuring all this out. So the shuttle that Anderson Ho talked about, that's another thing. Logistically, you got to make sure Marines have a safe way home. Don't drink and drive to the ball. Angelo says, absolutely. So you have to take that into consideration in your budget planning. Can you get a bus, right? Places like we did, that boy I talked about was in Vegas when we were all stationed at Camp Pendleton. I did a couple in Vegas. Here's another ball story. This is 5th Marines alumni. We were in Iraq during the months leading up to the ball. We got back in, October, because next thing you know, like a couple weeks later was the ball. So we had to get our uniforms ready. People lose or gain weight while you're on deployed, depends on where you're deployed and what happens. So We had to get uniform set. Wives still had to get their dresses. We had no time for fundraising. So here we are at infantry battalion with no money, no funds raised. The 5th Marine, was it 5th Marines or 1st Marine Division? Oh, it was 5th Marines. It was the big blue one. So 1st Marine Division paid for our entire ball in Vegas and transportation. The Orange County Division, the 5th Marines, big blue one, 1st Marine Division, 5th Marine Regiment, alumni guys, and they came to the ball. A small handful of them came to the ball. Old guys, they didn't take the advice of don't pre-flight too much because they were feeling good that night. But they were awesome. Loved having them there. Loved hearing their stories. They were some amazing, amazing Marines, and allowed us to celebrate our birthday once again in style in Vegas. It was awesome. Doc, it's got to run. See y'all on Sunday. God bless you. Semper Fi, my friends. Thanks, Doc. We'll definitely see you Sunday, brother. Appreciate you. $75 ticket. That's not even expensive anymore. They're $90, $100, $150, depends on where you were. Hawaii, all those Marine Corps birthday balls were very expensive in Hawaii as well. Randall Knapp, a Marine mess night is also awesome. Yes, 100%. Mess nights are, again, the history and tradition, the customs and courtesies of a mess night are awesome. Dates back to, and this wasn't even a Marine thing. The British Royal Marines are the one who started that. And we adopted our own ways of doing it, but it was similar. A mess night is something that happens immediately after a battle. And I think first what it was designed for, like an after action or a hot wash. As soon as the battle was over, you all meet up. Say, this went well, this didn't go so well, this is what we need to do next time. We need to work on this, and you hot wash or you after action the entire battle. And then, of course, somebody bring the ale. We got to drink while we're doing this because we all made it back alive and celebrate our brothers, the fallen ones that didn't come back. And again, over years, history and traditions, and you know how Marines are about it, we turned it into a mess night. And that's what you do. You celebrate Marines past, right? Starting back from Dunn Tavern, right? And you work the major battles, everyone toasts. There's a certain process to it. 100% same thing. It's in the Marine Corps manuals, drill and ceremonies on how to do it properly. Again, you can add some stuff. I've added some stuff over the years, but you don't mess with the actual history and tradition of it itself. But they are a lot of fun as well, and where they revolve around drinking and having a good time. There's even a part, and smoking is unpopular now and banned in buildings, but there's a part where you light a cigar. The smoking lamp is lighted. And I've never smoked, certainly don't like cigars. I'm just one of those guys, don't like the taste of it. But for history and traditions, I would light it and hold my breath while everyone was smoking. But for the honor of customs and courtesies, history and tradition, I'm doing smoking lamp is lighted. The grog, everyone hears about the grog, right? It's a mixture of stuff. My favorite one was a toilet bowl, an actual toilet bowl. I hope it was new. And they put the mixture of alcohol and gummy bears and graham crackers and weird stuff, and you gotta drink it if you get called out on something. Very rich in history. The toilet bowl one, that was horrible. They put some Hershey bar, I think it was Hershey bar, on it. Terrible. Baby Ruth, there's always a Baby Ruth floating in there, and you got to put your ladle in and drink from the grog. Right? Won't divulge too much. That's a very prestigious thing as a Marine to go to. Sniper Freak era. There's also dining ins and dining outs. Those are formal dinners. The script is this short though. That's more of a get to know you, a formal dinner. You want to meet with your unit and their spouse after hours, off base, in a formal setting, but It's a place you don't talk about business, you don't talk about work, you don't talk about the history and traditions of all those things. That's more of a get to know you kind of thing, enjoy each other's company. Those are the formal, and you have a guest speaker, but they're good for a unit too, builds camaraderie. Can be in uniform or not. Mess nights are always in uniform. I did a mess night one time in the uniform prescribed, service alphas. We don't wear our alphas enough. A lot of people upset. But once they got in them, they realized, yes, we don't wear this uniform enough. That uniform alone has some history and traditions behind it. Marine Corps Ball Guidance from Anderson Hall. Pull the latest version of the Marine Corps Order 7040 TAC 11 and contact your government commercial purchase card. Proven official, and get approved in writing. Email, approved in the PR builder. That's to what, host one? Or to get funds for it. In the command of our color guard, I carried a flask of Delaware for funerals. Doers for funerals. Javier De La Cruz asks, Sergeant Major, after graduating as a United States Marine, I plan to enlist in the Corps. My dad passed, after graduating high school, I plan to enlist in the Corps. My dad passed away, so being 17, I'll need my mom's okay. She doesn't know yet. How should I tell her? Sorry for your loss of your father, De La Cruz. Great decision to enlist in the Marine Corps. So congratulations on that. How do you break the news to your mom? Are you going to be 18 when you go? It doesn't matter. You want her support. You want her to know. I would start by trying to invite her to the show. Let her watch some of the stuff, meet some of the people here. She knows you and John McJunkin, the guns, so she's obviously been around Marines. So she probably knows a little bit about it, but she has her own thoughts on it. My mom wasn't happy. Dad was even less happy. So it took some time, and I was patient. The recruiter would come often, right, to my house and kind of explain it, because of course I don't want my mom was, I don't want my son to go off and die. No one does. So it's reassuring to hear from the recruiter and other Marines, right? I have a daughter that's a Marine. It's still in the back of my mind. She will be in danger or in harm's way at some time throughout her career, right? I have another one we talked about that she's going to be a Marine. So it's not easy, but don't hide anything. Don't sugarcoat anything. Make sure she knows exactly where you're coming from, what your desire is, why you want to be a Marine, right? That'll help her in supporting you. I say be straight up and honest. You'll be 17 for yet half a year after graduating in May of next year. So you need her support, and you need for her to sign for you. So get her on board with you, right? Again, introduce her to a bunch of Marines if you haven't already. Let her go to a Poolee function with you, and get her on the show. Let her meet some of the Marines here and family members. It'd be good to hear from them. Talk to other moms of Marines, other parents of Marines. Great question, though. Again, it was tough. My mom and dad weren't too happy. Took my dad longer to sign than my mom, but it wasn't. It's not easy. Anderson Ho says, tell him to wait till he's 18, get in shape, study knowledge, make the call sign, sign as an adult at 18. That's one way also, and hopefully if he's a cadet that knows John McJunkin, he's doing all those things already. I know he's getting in shape. I know he's getting mentally prepared. But you want your mother's support. I was 17 to try to join the UMC. Mom and dad said no, but when I turned 18, I joined the Army. Retired in 2011. Whoop! Good on you, Angelo. Big. Good on you. Congratulations on your career. Awesome. Again, I needed my parents' signature. They had to sign for me. I was 17 when they signed. I was 18 when I went, though. So I could have, but it was 18 by a couple weeks, but needed their support, but I also wanted their support. All right, good times. Recruiting goals are up. College prep, we can kind of transition into a little bit of college prep, and we're gonna have young Cece Annie Benani on here soon. She's going through the process right now of applying for service academies, NROTC Marine option, NROTC Marine option. There is no Marine ROTC in college. Navy, even the service academies, you can get the Marine option. So if you want to commission, but it doesn't seem like you can commission through ROTC in the Marine Corps, again, there's not a Marine Corps ROTC, but you can get the Marine option, any of the service academies, and ROTC. Indirectly. Javier De La Cruz asks, and I'm my mom's only child. I still want to support her. Would it be okay to send all of my pay to her? Marines do that all the time. All the time, all the time. If you're, and you can even make her your dependent. I don't know the process for that, but I've seen many Marines do that because the parent was a single parent, and they would, yeah. Anderson Ho, my mom wrote to me every week in boot camp and was the first out of the stands to hug me when I graduated. She didn't recognize me because I slimmed down so much. Yes, if you ever get a chance to go to a Marine Corps graduation, go. That's the absolute best part of it. When the senior drill instructor dismisses that platoon and the crowd goes crazy, they fly off the stands and look for their son. It takes them a while, especially when they're marching out. The last one we went to, there were 600 recruits. And if your son isn't the guide or your daughter, it's going to be hard to pick them out. And then when they give them dismissed, now you got 600 mingling around. They all look exactly the same. So it's fun watching them looking, and when they finally do find them, it's pretty exciting. Platoon Leaders Course, PLC Junior, Senior is another option. Absolutely. So many ways to get commissioned in the Marine Corps. There is many ways to do it. All the services. College degree is one. But ROTC is, again, what our daughter's doing right now. Applying for the NROTC scholarship, Marine option, and applying to the service academies. Naval Academy, West Point, Air Force Academy, Coast Guard Academy, and the Merchant Marine Academy. All the service academies. Any high schoolers out there, apply for every single one of them. Got to write a bunch of essays. That's where she's at right now, and it's tough. There's early admission, or early, what's it called? Early application, which is October, by the end of October 1st. And look this up. Don't miss a date. Early applications, you have a better shot at it. One, anyone that applies early, they think you are that motivated and you got your stuff together. So you know what you're doing, you know what you want. Early applications, there's less applications that they look at because everyone kind of procrastinates and waits till the application deadline, which is towards graduation. It's got to be May or June for that following year. So that pool of applicants is much bigger. You can't see my other hand, but that's much bigger. Early application, get on it immediately after your junior year. Start working on it. Find out what you have to do. There's deadlines and you can only turn certain things in at certain times, but get on it soon. Essays. Start writing them. There's ones, and they ask just questions you would imagine. What would make you a good NROTC cadet? What would make you a good candidate? Why should we select you? Be able to talk about yourself and your accomplishments. Community service, your physical fitness. Every one of them requires a physical fitness test. Find out what that test is. The Marines, of course, is the hardest. You got to do 3 miles instead of a mile. Pull-ups instead of push-ups. So find out what the physical fitness requirement is and start working towards that requirement. You have to have an extremely strong package. So everything you're doing throughout high school matters. Your GPA, your SATs, your ASVAB score, all those things matter. So how bad do you want it? Get on it. Start working. Don't wait. Don't try to do all that stuff last minute. You're going to be pushed aside with packages that are a lot thicker than yours because they put more time and effort into it. So get on it. And sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm learning right now with my daughter going through it. So don't wait. Procrastinate. I'm telling you, that'll kill you. That's a killer. Procrastination will kill you and get you pushed aside. And so no, thanks. The best advice for Javier. I missed it. But if the producer said it was good advice, it's good advice. Michael's Drones always pulls through. Just a reminder, everyone in the chat, please don't forget to smash the like button for our host. Double tap it. There's that UM again. Did you tell me what that meant yet?
It's a emoji of American
It's an American flag. URAH. All right. We united America? All right. Thank you, Michael's Drones. When looking at schools, find one that is part of a blue ribbon program. Check your state too for scholarships. Blue ribbon program? Is there a yellow ribbon program? Or is there only one? Anderson Ho, is it a blue ribbon program or is there a yellow ribbon program? We hope you're feeling good, Michael's Drones. How are you feeling, brother? Quick update, if you don't mind. John McJunkin, his S1 should go over that with him yearly for their audits when he hits a fleet. I missed that. Oh. Jared says, and if you go to college, don't pick classes that are stupid. Pick classes that will work in the civilian world. No PhD in basket weaving. I did have a lieutenant in Desert Storm, in fact. A lieutenant, his major was interior decorating. Not a bad guy. But as far as a Marine in combat, he didn't do so well. And I don't know if it had anything to do with his major in college. I mean, you just need a college degree. You need a bachelor's degree to become a Marine or any officer. So, but definitely it'd be smart to pick something that you can use, right, once you do get out, if you do get out. You'll get out eventually. You take off them boots for the last time eventually. Michael's Drone says, I'm feeling great. My friend, thank you. No, absolutely, Michael. You know, we want to try to keep track of everybody. We're here for each other. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Interior designer. I'm telling you, Jerry, that's what he was. Interior designer, interior decorator, one of the two. Yeah, of course, we made fun of him. That's what Marines do. Didn't do so well, though, in combat. But you never know. All right? Is there a difference? I think I did talk about it last time. I don't remember. I don't even know what most of my officers were, where they went to school or what their major was in. Kind of judged them off the type of Marine officer that they were. It was interior design. Lay Cookie, what's up, brother? You remember him? He didn't last. He didn't last the whole deployment with us. For some reason, yeah, he was different kind of guy. Some of the best classes to take are business classes that can teach budgeting, finance, that set you up for success later on. Absolutely. They don't teach finance enough in school, period. So if you can get some in college, definitely. Can't imagine why. I'm telling you, yes, like he was scary. I think he had that. Was he the one with Matheson? Was Red Marine was giving a class or showing someone how to crimp a blasting cap onto time fuse. And they were both not that bright to begin with. And Marine was holding a blasting cap like we were taught, right? Careful so you don't drop it. He looked inside, make sure there was nothing in there blocking it when you put the time fuse in and crimped it down. And the lieutenant says, why don't you blow in that? Which is lesson number one. You never blow into it. And that's what the lieutenant meant, we think. Why do you not blow in it is what he should have said. But he said, why don't you blow in it? So the Marine looked at him. Nothing happened. But it's just the fact that these two clowns are handling explosives in front of all of us and giving a class on it. So yes, scary was the right word for it, yes. All right. And so, but was the office space decorated well? He did have the coolest feng shui office of all the officers there. His office looked great. Being a little older than yourself, yes, John McJunkin, you're a lot older, and who suffers from lots of aches and pains, permission to drop morning PT and run with the gunny. Come on, John, this sounds like excuses to me. Let's ask everyone. He's asking for a light duty chit. No light duty chits here. I'm all out. I don't have any light duty chits. You might have to PT, brother. Might have to get after it. Maybe a slow trot. Michael Jones had chemo yesterday, but went out and ran a mile today. URAH. Awesome. Wow. There you go, John McJunkin. That should answer your question right there. You are PTing tomorrow morning. URAH. Good on you, Michael Jones. Again, I hope you're feeling well, brother. O.G. Matheson, you remember him? Yes. Remember he went UA? He deserted. He was a deserter in Camp Pendleton, went out to Hill Street back then, got a job at like Taco Bell or something, and our first sergeant was out there getting some chow, and he's like, "Don't I know you?" He had a beard and stuff. He's like, "Yes, First Sergeant. I'm PFC Matheson. I'm one of your Marines. I'm UA right now." He's like, "Come on, buddy. We got to go back. Got somewhere to be." Pretty please with sugar on top. Anyone remember quarter drill with your cover and an E-tool? Quarter drill. I don't remember that, Jared. What about those so-called stress cards then? Well, again, fresh out. John, I have no stress cards, no light duty chits. I got nothing. You might have to PT. Get some Tiger Bombs, slap that on the sore spots, and go get some, John. Again, that's from the community. They're saying you got to get some. Yeah, you hear that? Angelo lost left kidney to cancer last year, cancer-free 1 year, still PT at 60 years old. Get after it. John, listen, all jokes aside, we don't want you to hurt yourself, but if you can get out and do something, is there a pool nearby? Get some kind of physical exercising in. And look at Angelo, good on you. Man, scary. We haven't experienced anyone with cancer in our family growing up, but recently we are. A couple different people and a couple of you here. So anything that would help heal faster and deal through the pain, take your mind off things and the pain and whatever you can do. We have a couple of very close friends right now, and prayers up, all of you, to all of you, and from all of you. Prayer works. So prayers and good vibes to all of you. So get after it. John, seriously, don't hurt yourself, brother, but get after it. Find it hurtful overall, the laughing from everyone here behind outdoor field kitchen. They know. They love you. That's all love. That's tough love. John, you better take it like a man. You lay a quarter down and get junior Marines with an E-tool. Yes, I do remember the quarter drill now. So you're trying to cut a quarter in half with the hatchet, because we're engineers. You get hatchet qualled. I thought we called it hatchet qualled. Same thing, call it something different. So you blindfold them, place a quarter on the deck, and let them aim, right? Get the quarter, let them aim the hatchet, and at the last minute, you're going to blindfold them and see how many chops it takes you to cut that quarter in half. But as soon as they blindfold you, you keep the quarter there, but you put their cover, you take your cover off, put a blindfold on, you put their cover down, and they end up hacking up their own cover. Just funny. Yeah. I shit you not. What's a command sergeant reduced in rank called Waltz. If that was a joke, we got you. Yes, he was not a sergeant major, command sergeant major. I've been lurking at work. Done now. Bryce, good to see you, brother. What does a command sergeant major reduced in rank called? Walls. There you go. There you go. I got you. I got you this time. I shit you not. Facts. Trying to stay strong and healthy. Get after it, Michael's drones. Bryce, love the. No, I did not. Anderson Ho, thank you very much, brother. I didn't say, how come it didn't come up? Thank you, Anderson. Always. Semper Fi, my friend. Anderson, Anderson be balling. Thank you. Look at the whole team. Production team's on it. I miss it. Sometimes a little slow. I'm a little slow. Sometimes. All right, all the time. Look at it. Everybody got it except me. Thank you, production team. Semper Fi, my friends and family. Semper Fi, my family. All right. Where were we? We're on physical fitness. Here's one for you. Just read today. The Pentagon is considering adding creatine to MREs. Huh? What do you think about that? Adding creatine packs to MREs. MREs are amazing nowadays. First of all, they've come a long way. I wasn't in, like you old guys, Jared and them, with CRATs. Seen them. I've seen them in the field before the cans that Marines didn't clean up after themselves. Never had any, I've never eaten any of them, but I was the early stage of MREs with the dehydrated pork patty, dehydrated beef patty, strawberries. The dehydrated stuff was terrible. But they've come a long way, even with the candy now, and they have cappuccino mixes and coffee. And again, I haven't seen a new one in like 10 years, but I know they're delicious. Even the meals themselves are better. But I just read today that they're thinking about putting creatine. Says MREs are getting bulkier, right? Was the catchphrase of it, and that's what they're talking about, adding creatine to it. Is that, how do we feel it? How do we feel about that? So right there, Jerry, creatine is great. I only had C-rats in boot camp. So creatine. First, let me give you my take on all the supplements that these kids take nowadays. I think they're a marketer's dream. They read it, take this and you'll get big overnight. First of all, it's all a scam. They just want your money. Even my wife told me for years, why do you take that stuff? You just need motivation and you got to eat right. There are times we just don't have the opportunity to eat right. And still to this day, the only thing I've ever taken was protein and some pre-workout. And the pre-workout is for motivation at our age, Jared, right? We need a little motivation. But all that extra other stuff, and I'm not a scientist and I don't do the research behind it, but I don't think it's necessary. Creatine, and correct me if I'm wrong, that just fills your muscles up after you have a good, strong workout. So are they judging it off the fact that Marines find a way to work out no matter where you are, in the field or in combat? You're going to find a way to work your muscles. I got to imagine it's probably a small dose that you just mix in with your water you're still drinking, because you got to drink more when you take creatine. It fills your muscles up. So is it a supplement? Is it a supplement that's necessary? Or is it just something, again, Marines are asking for? We need some creatine in our MREs. Is it really necessary? Interested to see where that goes, because they are putting protein shakes in MREs, right? So they know protein is good, because you don't always get to eat right when you're in the field, when you're in combat. And living off MREs for months, especially, again, now they're beefed up, but Desert Storm, for 4, 5, 6 months, I think, before we had any kind of hot rats or any meal, before Bob made it out to us and cooked some actual field mess or McJunkin. We didn't have any field mess for a long time. So it was nothing but MREs. Green eggs and green ham. Yep, Bryce, I remember that. I just don't drink whole milk. I don't know does anyone drink whole milk anymore? Natural pre-workout. Honey, baking soda, sea salt, cayenne pepper, and water. Cheap and highly effective. There you go. There's enough food if you eat right. You don't need any of that extra stuff. And it costs a lot. It's so expensive. At our age, who's our age you talking about? According to your team, you're older. Gunny Grainer says, McFlab here is just whining and crying. He knows he owes me 5 miles. Come 05. That's what I'm talking about, 05. It's kind of late in the morning, but at least you're up at 05 in the morning. Now he says he's got lupus. How did this slob ever make it through boot camp? I'd love to have been John's drill instructor in boot camp. Jared, I think you've been given false information. Production team diming me out. Don't make me tell some birthdays around here. All right. Supplements. That's what I tell when young guys ask me, what do you take? I told you I'm way out of shape now, but I was working hard for a little while. One of my deployments was pretty quiet, so we had a lot of time to work out, and actually came back kind of thick. It was jacked, right? It was just one of those deployments. Food was good, right? We actually did make trips to the chow hall. They came out to us. We were actually eating well, and of course, every post you went to, the Marines had protein and creatine. So we would bring them supplies, ammo, but I'd always get a protein shake at every stop we made. So it actually was able to get pretty big. And when Marines said, what, they got steroids out there? Steroids. No way in hell would I even attempt to take something like that. You don't know what it's going to do. I've seen some bad reactions to steroids, and it's just super scary. So no, I wouldn't, but it's a compliment that man, he thinks I'm on steroids. I must be working out. But never in a million years would I try anything that I don't know what the outcome's going to be. And then you see those guys later. Look at Ronnie Coleman. He's got a special out how he feels now. Yes, he was Mr. O like 8 or 9 times, killed it, gigantic, awesome. But look at him now. Can barely walk. Still goes to the gym, but he's got like 2 walkers, and it takes him a while, and it's painful just to watch. And he can't be that old. Probably Jared's age. So I don't know how old he is, but it's horrible. All right. These young cadets, young Marines, Poolees, all look up to me. It saddens me when you and the gunny laugh about my medical condition. Lupus is serious. I'll have you all know. Does that keep you from PTN? What's the typo? I missed it. Did you ever take P-tabs? I don't even know what P-tabs are, so that should tell you if I've ever taken them or not. I've been on PTAD, PTAD, permanent TAD. I don't know what P-tabs are. Protein and creatine is the only thing I've ever taken. Pre-workout, and that's just it's caffeine. That's all that is. And I probably can tell you really don't even need pre-workout. I don't need any more caffeine. Creatine and protein. And creatine I never like taking just because I'm full by the time I take my protein. I try to mix it in with the protein, but it does change the taste a little bit. I don't even mess with it. Saltpeter gag. Yeah, you remember that? Incognito, Sniper Freak. Saltpeter gag. Was that ever a thing? They put saltpeter in the MREs? Anyone have any knowledge of that? Bum scoop. I want to believe it was 100% bum scoop. I remember 1980. I was in third grade. You lie, Jared. Third grade in 1980? I think you may be right. Anderson Ho said, I never took steroids or creatine because some may be sold at the PX, but they're on the ban list. If you take your analysis and you can't, yes, I've seen Marines get busted for steroids. Yes, it is. If they test you for it and you pop positive for steroids, I had a Marine staff sergeant. He got busted. He was dealing steroids and he went to the brig. Lightning Lima, 3-2 in 1980, Bryce. Saltpeter is a myth. I think so too. It's in the cakes in boot camp. That's what we were told. I don't think it was. Jeremy Lemon, good evening. Gulf War veteran. I shit you not. Yep. You in the fourth grade. Yeah. See, so I am older than you. P-tabs. Pyro, dosagamine, bromide, and Gulf War veterans. Is that what they gave us? Well, I remember they gave us a whole bunch of stuff during the Gulf War. Bunch of pills and medicine. We had no idea what we were taking. Every day seemed like something new for one just being in a foreign area like that and for the possibility of gas attacks. We were taking all kinds of weird stuff. No idea what that did to me. John McJunkin, Anderson Ho says, heat up some bone broth to go with your meals. There you go. Maybe fifth grade. Hold on, Jared. I was one grade above you. Bryce, you call it Lizard Company? You guys too young for saltpeter, before 75. So that really was a thing, saltpeter? Worse than steroids will ever be. Wow. No, was that a workout thing? I shit you not. Was that something that people took? Okay. So what if my doctor was a drunk? He still assessed me. Yep. Who's your doctor? Is he a real doctor? Is it Dr. Seuss? Come on, John. Doctor who? OG Street Racer says, worst thing in the Gulf was the chlorine in the water bowls. Horrible, that water over there. Until we started getting bottled water sent to us. That was pretty cool. Took a while, though. Counteracts nerve agent. Yep, never had it. Never had to take it. We did, yeah, and then again, who knows? We had many false alarm attacks. We donned MOP 4 plenty of times, and we took some pills after. Again, who knows? Maybe that's why I can't sit still today. Maybe. Bryce Wilborg, enlisted in 76. Thought saltpeter was a myth. I'm telling you, I think it is. I don't know. The same thing, just a recruiting boot camp like the rest of you. They told us it's in the MREs, so you don't get aroused, right? That's what we were told. I believed it, because I didn't the whole time of boot camp. Doc Green Thumb. MOP 4, you had the atropine and P-tabs. Same here. I don't know why the P-tabs doesn't ring a bell, but we definitely had the atropine that we carried around. But never had to take any of it. Had it, plenty of it. Never had to, thank God we never had to. Crazy stuff. And in Desert Storm, halfway through, again, all the pills we were taking, all the pills we were taking, and I was taking them like everyone else. After a while, people started to question, why are we taking this? What is it? What's it going to do to me later? I'm that guy that just, if you tell me to take it, I trust that you're taking something I should. They had a Marine, one of my team members, at one point halfway through, he gave me a bag of all the pills that were given to him, and he palmed them. He never took anything. And now I'm sweating it. Man, did he do the right thing? Is he going to die if we do get gassed or something? Or did he do the smart thing? And he's not going to have effects from it later. Not sure. But again, I took everything that they gave me. Lake Cookie said, I didn't sit still before Desert Storm, so it wasn't nothing, none of the pills that they gave me, because I was born that way. John McJunkin, I think another excuse is coming. I can't run or PT anymore. I need my beauty rest. As I even told my drill instructors in boot camp, still can't see why they got so violently mad at me. You should have just told them, explained to them, you need your rest, right? My teenagers tell me all the time, teenagers need 15 hours of rest a night. Still don't believe them. Jonathan Watson, senior videos, glad to be on the chat. Corporal Watson here. Semper Fi, Backbone, the Corporal. Good to be here. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us, brother. Stay tuned. Frank Oliveira said, put in the peeled potatoes. I put it in the peeled potatoes in Quantico mess hall. It keeps them from turning black. Really? True story, Frank? You put saltpeter in the peeled potatoes in the mess hall. It keeps them from turning black. That's what the mess hall sergeant told me. Interesting. So there really is something called saltpeter. All the vaccinations when we got overseas orders, yep. I see a blue. Can somebody tell me what that blue banner is? From who? John, Jim, Johnny. Guess some, brother. Thank you very much. John Jim. I like that name. Hit the gym. You can make explosives with saltpeter, though. So I heard. I'll have to get some saltpeter and check on it. John Jim, thank you very much, brother. Awesome. You can make explosives with it. Put it on potatoes. I thought you were going to say you put it in the potatoes to keep the Marines calm. But if it keeps them from turning black, what does it do to your insides? Potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate? Google it. GTS, Google that stuff. Find out everything. Yassine Drives. Yassine, thank you very much. All right. That is awesome. Love seeing that on there. I got to make sure it's working properly. Man, how do we get on saltpeter? Who brought that up? Is it real? Is it true? Does it work? Saltpeter, ground charcoal, and another compound in equal parts make black gunpowder. So you can make explosives out of it. Did they give it to us in boot camp? That's the question. I've made homemade tangerine out of saltpeter. Yassine, thank you so much. Sulfur. Share some what? Man, awesome. A whole bunch of topics today. Power through them all. Appreciate y'all. Want to support the channel? Look at the producer. I owe you for another sticker I purchased. Didn't they see that on my, used to say grenade. This is my hydration when I go to the gym, and protein. Support the channel, support the cause. My favorite sticker, the only one I have on my truck now. Again, I still want to ask the producer if I can get it on my fist. A big Eagle Globe and Anchor, she said she's going to make. I did talk to ANC Metalworks. See the flag back there? We have a design in the works. We will show you once it's done and once it arrives. We'll do another unveiling. Like this one too, the pop. Jared says saltpeter is the generic term. Yes, black powder has saltpeter. I meant tannerite, not tangerine. That shows Sarnt. Love the Sarnt, you know that. We're still making we're gonna make this Lake Cookie style. No rank on it whatsoever. Right. I got you, brother. That was right here. Sarnt is limited, right? You know a sergeant, or if you know someone getting ready to be a sergeant, get them while they're hot. They are limited. This little guy. Look at Jared, the what? Oh, no. Do I? No, I don't think so. Do I have one? So they are made. We do have the sergeant with no rank on there. He's a non-rate. He's non-rate. He's private. I just don't have any here to show you. Or do I? Yep. Check it out. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. That's where you can see them all. I don't have one here. Sniper Freak, same. I want to talk what he. I want to say what his message was. What'd you say, brother? Remember this one? No military age male coming up to November 5th. Vote. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote so we can stop this madness right here. Stop it. SFMFmerch.myshopify.com. Right there, the producer just put it out there. Jonathan Watson, awesome merch. I'm getting back to the grind now. Semper Fidelis Marines. I love being here to chat with y'all. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. We'll see you. What is today? Wednesday. We'll see you Sunday. Corporal Watson. Era. Semper Fi, brother. NCO, backbone of the Corps. Get some. Need to get you a sergeant, right? When's that coming up? Better get one while it's hot before you get promoted. Slap it on your coffee cup. All right. Can't be awoken before I had my morning hot cocoa. Also, I told Staff Sergeant Resendez in boot camp right before he slapped me into a 6-hour coma. There you go. That's exactly what you deserved. That was your fault that he had to slap you. Why did you make him do that? It was 100% your fault. Oh, yes, I need a full rear window sized fist sticker. I agree. I'm telling you, this is my absolute favorite. And it's on the side. Remember, that's clear. So luckily my truck is white. So when I clear it off, or when I pull it off, I put it on my truck, it looks just like this. Because my white truck is white. This is a clear sticker. Where you see white is the back. If I put on the black window, you wouldn't be able to see it at all. So white vehicle. But I agree. I want a big, huge one with the white background and put on my back window. Love that sticker. I need a full-size rear window sticker, yes, of all of them. I would like a big one. Like cookies all over that no rank. You better get one. Get it while it's hot. We got you. Remember we got you that coffee cup? Did we ever get that for you? Or the coin? Awesome. Awesome. All right. Remember, it is October, coming up to the Marine Corps ball season. We are going to talk Marine Corps ball stuff for a little while until the ball. What we want to do on last birthday ball, did I do what was it, push-ups? Oh, no. We were going to run. What were we going to do 248 of? Yeah, we took a poll of the different things. One, and I don't have a consistent track record of it, but one birthday, I did whatever it was, 240, did 240 pull-ups. Took all night, and it took a little longer than I expected. And again, it was, the first set was probably my motivating 20 or 21, one for the Corps, and then pretty soon I was just doing one. Get down and rest, and it went into the night, right? It was outside my backyard. I go out there, do 2 pull-ups, and come back and rest, but I did 200, I think it was 41 or 42, 200, whatever birthday it was, not too long ago. One time ran 245 miles, but again, obviously not all at once. A couple miles throughout the week to make the 248. So 249. What should we do? Yes, and some of the things were 249 minutes of a plank, 249 bends and thrusts, right? Something. Let's all come up with something that will do 249 of push-ups, side straddle hops, something that we could all do, and make that on the 10th. We'll do that on the 10th. What day of the week is the 10th this year? We'll do a live on the 10th and see what our results are of our whatever we chose to do. 249 of. And I'm looking forward to next year too, the 250th. That'll be a huge, significant celebration, I'm sure, as they all are. But I think they will do something significant, even number like 250, 249 miles, or 2.49 miles. We'd have to do that a couple times, but that's not bad, right? We check everyone's time. I only use my lung disease as an excuse when it comes to PT, but I hike a lot. 249-mile hike, right? Again, over the course of, no one's gonna die here, but we definitely do want to do just something significant for the birthday. 249 something, and an ambulance ride. Maybe. How about 249 wings, right? So you can eat the most. 10th is on a Sunday. Perfect. Awesome. The 10th is on a Sunday. Thanks, Anderson. Yes, we'll definitely be live that day on our birthday. I don't want to drive 240 miles, let alone run. I'm with you, Mike. Actually, I do like to run. I hiked 36 miles. That's far enough. Yeah. Again, we don't want to hurt anybody, but we definitely want to celebrate in a significant way. Kind of like in the 249 wings. Sounds pretty good. All right, Poolee Fitch says, I can't wait to enlist in the Marines. You all seem to have a lot of fun talking to each other as veterans. Make me want to return here one day to talk to all of you. Definitely come back once stay here now and just learn even more than you can about the Marine Corps and continue to learn. But you see the camaraderie that we have here? Pretty freaking amazing, right? There's just love amongst us all. None of us have met in person, right? We just love. A lot of us shared the same blood and the same mud. Some of us do know each other. But it's just the camaraderie, the like-minded warriors that we bond automatically, immediately. It is awesome. It happens. Maybe the Marine Corps will bring me an M249. There you go, right? That's 249. M249 saw. I love humping that thing around. Bryce, the cramp thing is new to me. They used to lock us in our gear locker with 2 steel balls to see if we could break them. And Marines can't. Marines can break anything. Cramp thing is new. It's new to me. And kind of funny. But Marines can break anything, right? Bored Marines, dangerous Marines. Rocks. Why do Marines like to throw rocks so much at anything? It becomes a competition. Then they start throwing them at each other. You may see that meme of Marines where they found a red ant pile, ant house. What are they called? Ant mound. Ant hill. It's ant hill. They found a red ant hill, of course, and Marines, instead of to stay away from that, they have to make it some kind of competition. And they put their hand on the hill, see who can hold it there the longest. And as these red ants are stinging them, crawling up their arms. That's what Marines do. See if you can hold it there for 2 minutes and 49 seconds. You guys need more moderators so you can, right? Every now and then, the trolls come and go because they realize they're in the wrong place. We throw rocks so we don't eat them. I think you nailed it, Jared. That's exactly right. Man, saw that. I wonder if he had to see the doc after that. I'm guessing he had to. That many red ants, one red ant hurts. So he had to have something. There's no love from either Sergeant Major or the gunny to me. We all have seen how little they're about my foot condition, which makes it hard for me to run or do PT. So the 15th leadership trait, what is it? We talked about it. They added a 15th one, empathy. That was after our time, John McJunkin. So get out there and PT. That wasn't required of us back then, or you. So PT. All Marines do dumb things on purpose, of course. But that's the love of being a Marine. Sitting on the porch of the barracks, talking trash and feeding the raccoons. Remember that? The old open squad bay barracks, Camp Pendleton. That's bringing it back. That is those barracks are still there. Ours aren't, our particular building, but there's still a lot of those H barracks, H buildings, H barracks are still up on the hill at Camp Pendleton. Some are torn down. They all have asbestos that we're breathing in every day. They're still up there, basketball court out front on one side, and they some are transformed into in different kind of office building. Barracks 1277. That's right. Man. Jared, I think the Marines invented smell my finger. I think you may be right. I sometimes like to see the trolls, but they're never very clever, and it makes me wonder what the hell kind of person they are in person. I feel the same about the trolls. They're pretty ignorant in real life. Again, is their life that bad, right, that they want to make someone else's life bad? So pretty pathetic. Y'all have me in stitches with some of this stuff. Semper Fi, I have to go now. Randall Knapp, we're all getting ready to go. Great way to end the night. Appreciate y'all's support, your love, your camaraderie, your friendship. This is truly, truly amazing. Love this community. Let's continue to grow it, support each other, like and subscribe to each other's channels. Anything and everything we can do. The small veteran-owned businesses, continue this, as will we. We love all of you, and we can't thank you enough for all the love and support. Merch, we talked about. Hoodies, remember it's getting cold. Keep an eye on it. Check the description, the links in the description, and we will definitely see y'all Sunday, 1800, 1 hour earlier on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday. Let's land this helicopter. Semper Fi, my friends. Hurrah!